Hey, what's up, everybody? As I said before, I have somebody who's probably the most valuable person you will meet for the rest of your life. We go through situations where we don't know what our legal rights are until we talk to somebody like our guest on today. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the one and only Miss Farrah. How are you doing?
Hello, hello. How are you today?
I am great. So, as I was sharing with you before we started this show, this particular interview, I know other people need it, but I need you now, like right now, like yesterday needs you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How long have you, well, first and foremost, tell the listening and viewing audience who you are and what you do.
All right, my name is Farrah Mitchell. I am a certified attorney. I do nationwide expungements and exonerations. I'm a graduate from Seton Hall, awaiting to take the bar, but I've been doing law and filing pleadings for like over 19 years now.
What uh what is the biggest misconception for people who have felonies?
That it's over for you. Can't get housing, can't get grants.
Yeah.
You have a problem. You may have to do a warehouse job when you have skills and other things that could take you and get a better employment opportunity. It's like a stigmatism or a disparity.
Yeah. And for me, from the outside looking in, from what I've been seeing throughout the years, it's more. This happens more in the African American community. So
Absolutely.
let's start with expunging first and foremost, because again, if I'm not mistaken, and you can correct me, but having felonies also for some individuals, don't it keep them from being able to vote?
Exactly. And Florida alone, I think that I did a segment on my YouTube. I think there's over 59 million people in Florida that can vote, and the second highest was Texas. Those are major, large states,
Yeah. Yeah.
that make the decision on who should be our govern
Yeah.
our country. So that's another reason why I'm kind of really putting a lot of emphasis and urgency on this, because if we do get Trump in office, who knows if these new federal laws that just
Yes.
enacted in January 1st will still be available to us, and we might have to start from square one.
If he does get in office, would he be able to overturn anything? Like, say, for instance, if I was to go through your process and I get my record expunged, could he overturn that?
Absolutely. That's
Oh,
why I'm
wow.
putting so much urgency on it. Again, because he'll bring his own senators in, and the senators make the laws.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. What is expunging really?
Basically, it's either sealing, depending on your state, it's either sealing your record so that other employers or the public will not be able to view, your past history, or it is expunging it, where no one can see it. Period.
Yeah.
It's the same thing process, but just different by different states.
Yeah. I believe that and I'm transparent, you guys, so y'all already know how I am. For me, I got stuck in the warehouse job or work where you can get a job, even though you know you're qualified for more. So, like I said, I know that this expunging thing is very valuable. Not only to the African American community, but I'm focusing on y'all African American community because we are as smart as we are, but because life happens, we get stuck at that point in our life. Um, what states do you offer this to?
I'm nationwide, but I'm based out of North Carolina. But I've worked with California residents, New York, all the major cities, Florida, major states.
Let's see how far you can go back to the very first case and the reaction that you had to the satisfaction that they received whenever you were able to do this expungement.
Now, sir, you're trying to make me tell my age,
See,
but
what had happened was,
like I said, I've been doing this for 19 years. What happened was my mother, both of her sons, my brothers, were locked up in Pennsylvania, no bond, anything for a whole year. My mom paid $10,000 to an attorney that was not returning her phone calls, not filing any motions for them, not even getting them a bail. We was like, hey, we'll fight it once they get out, but can we at least get them out? So she gave us no help whatsoever for our
wow.
family. And I just said, well, I couldn't see my mother like that. And, just distraught. She going to work every day to make sure this man is paid, and he's not even returning her phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, it was MySpace was going on. I'm telling y'all my age again. So yeah, I was going onto MySpace. I got in touch with different Jewish lawyers. I told them I was a student and I needed to get pleadings and motions, and could they help me out because I'm doing this for a project. From there, I started learning the UCC laws and the USC laws, those are state laws. I started learning the Pennsylvania Constitution. And I start filing these motions on my own. Motion to suppress evidence. I did that for about 2 months. And then we start just doing motions to dismiss. Of course, the judge would throw them out. We come back with another. I would get more and more pages, more and more laws, more and more appellate laws to show state Supreme Courts, where the Supreme Court, that's the highest court in the nation, was able to decide on the defendants, give a verdict on the defendant's side.
So not only do we have to deal with the record keeping us from our jobs and keeping us from voting, but one of the things that's very it's been talked about a lot is gun ownership. I know that one of the main things that would disqualify you from owning a firearm is having a felony. So let's talk about how felons can get that right to own a firearm again.
Yes, once you do get your record clear, we can then go to the ATF and to the governor and ask for clemency on restoring your rights. And I have 2 people that have done it perfectly. So I'll walk you through that whole process as well, once we get your record clear.
How long does it normally take from start to finish? How long does it normally take for this to happen?
For expungements, it's 30-day turnaround, and then it depends on, the administration far as the gun rights, but no more than 60 days. They have to give you some type of answer.
So the number one question that I know everyone who is watching this or listening to this would love to know, is it affordable?
Oh yes, absolutely. For my expungements, if you have 1 to 3 charges, it's $175. If you have more than that, I charge $325. And let me now that I said the price, and let me go into the laws. People would just tune out from that point.
Yeah.
So I want people to do their research. The new laws that have passed, the penal law 1109, those are for your gang crimes. People who were charged under the RICO law, and a lot of that's on the East Coast, I see more than on the West Coast. Your penal law 654, that's saying that you did not get a fair jury. I put all these laws into my pleading. What I use is an ex parte for case disclosure. Okay, so I put all these laws into my motion, asking for a clemency and asking for an expungement. Now this is the 654 law, Penal Code 654, saying that you didn't get a fair jury because 9 times out of 10 the juries were somebody they found in the mountains. It was not the jury of your peers, of your color, of your race, of your age bracket. Then we also have the felony SB 81. That's for like resentencing for those who had murder charges. We can get it dropped down to a lesser charge as well first, and then we can go and expunge you. And then the last is the Racial Equality Act. That's the biggest one. That's saying that when the prosecutors tried to make you plea out on a deal, they used your previous charges for that first offense. So let's say if you did a robbery and then you had maybe 2 other possession charges. They used that to determine your sentencing when that was illegal. They should have only charged you for the actual crime that you committed at that time. So that right there is, overturns everything, because that's what gave you those high enhancements. And I specialize in habitual offenders because I feel like they all get a raw deal. If you catch a case one time, the second or your third, it makes it higher and higher, and it makes it harder. So that's where I put more of my emphasis and more of my case laws into those that have, like I said, gang enhancements. I've worked with, some Mexican gangs. I've worked with people who have multiple possession with intent. I know the different laws to put in there. Even if you had gun by felon with possession with intent, I know the extra laws to put in there. So there's no reason for a no. It's only, yes, we're going to go ahead and take this off.
So, of course, getting ready for today's interview, I put some questions out there on social media and on our podcast and on our radio show. And some people actually wanted to know some things. Is it easier or more quicker to if you only have 1 felony versus several, or does it really not even matter?
Now it doesn't matter with these new laws. Like I said, I put extra Supreme Court laws in to make sure that just overrides any questions that they might have. And the DA says, okay, well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So the DA will say, oh, well, you're right on this case. Well, you're right. Okay. And this. I have a whole list. My pleading is 6 pages.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this much laws that are tailored to your case.
Yeah. What made you want to get into law?
Because it's something that's interesting. I'm nosy.
Hey, I think I need to be a lawyer too, because I'm hella nosy.
I'm nosy, and if I can help, I can help. A little bit I can do, I just ask people to be coachable, and I ask you have your certified background. You can either get that from the county courthouse, or you can go to Checker, CHECKR.com. Once you do that, then you'll go ahead. Even if you are currently in a case, I can file motions for you now. I just need to get your full case disclosure. And then just email to me. I'm very accessible. I check my emails and I have an assistant, so that way I can, multitask and still be able to assist,
The value that you hold by what you do, for me, and hopefully a listener or a viewer would agree, is really 100%, because we live in a time now where we can't do nothing once we have a felony or once we have a case, but we living in a time now where you could have 1,000 indictments and you can still run for president of the United States.
Who you say?
So, like,
the Supreme Court will say, "Come on through." Even
come on through. Yes.
They still say, so if they can do that, so why you think they can't do it with this record? I mean, come on.
Yes. So that was actually going to be my next point. If they can do that for somebody who clearly is habitual, who don't plan on probably stopping no time soon, why do you think the law was made so hard for us whenever we're just trying to survive daily?
Like Mecca Audio said, because with this, not this.
Yeah.
But that's all right. That's all right, because we're going to fight all the way through. We got to take them to this actual state court and sue them civilly. That's something we can do. I've done that because in Washington, they have, we're working on changing the law in Washington. Mm-hmm. They still have violent offense. They don't want to expunge it.
Okay.
So we're working on changing the law with the senators there. But we're going to fight all the way through. That's one thing about me. We're going to change laws countrywide.
Yeah.
Not just in your major state that you're living in.
Right.
Countrywide. They don't let it happen, we gonna sue them. It's that simple.
So, like I said earlier, I'm nosy. You are a woman of many, 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 many jobs. Let's talk about some of the other things that you do, that you are a professional in. Let's go, just start naming them.
Okay, first, being a toddler mom, okay?
Come on.
That is hand claps on that one. I swear.
For real.
Like me. So, this little girl, she's 5 years old. I'll be having to look up penal codes and case laws. And I'm like, little girl, you got to do something else to get on my nerves.
Yeah.
So, that's my hardest job. And I also own a party bus out here in Charlotte. I'm a co-owner of a party bus. And I write grants as well, but only for nonprofit now. And I'm only taking one client a month because this is my mission right now. I take one client a month. You have everything together, including your trade lines. If you don't, please go to my Instagram, hit the link, hit my books. You can be set and ready, because they will not give you grants if you don't have your trade lines.
Y'all do me a favor right now. Find her on social media. What's your social media they can look at?
For Dividend Queen on Instagram, it's DIVIDEN and Queen. And then from there, you can click my link. You can schedule a consultation free with me. That way I can monitorize my time. And once you get your background check certified, either from the county clerk or from Checker, please have your information together, because we're on limited time here, guys. And then also my books are there if you want to, as far as grant writing, getting your business all the way set up. Definitely. So that you can qualify for grants.
See, you have an advantage that I think everybody needs. You can do a background check like that. Ain't nobody get by you.
Listen, I will do a background check for $12 if you need one.
Hey, hit her up on social. Golly, can I ask this? Yeah. All right. So does this background check include for dating purposes?
Exactly. I can do a LexisNexis background. I pay for LexisNexis on a monthly basis.
Look, y'all, this is one of the most valuable people y'all single and married people are going to meet for the rest of your life. Because before you get into relationships or even in the getting to know process, it's good to know what you're getting into.
Absolutely. There's just some nuts out here.
So I do believe that this background check for dating purposes is real because people present something, but then once you get to them, their presentation is nothing like what they're saying they are or who they say they are. So we appreciate you for that. I bet y'all gonna find on social media now. Once again, do me a favor and share with our listeners and viewers where they can find you on social media, your website, and everything, because I need them to flood you today.
I'm off today. So it's IG is Dividend, DIVIDEN, and then Queen. That's the best way to get me. And then you can go right into my bio. My link is in my bio, and purchase some of my books because they're very good, good bio, good information. And set you up a consult once you have your what, Trey?
The checker thingamajiggy.
Checker, our certified background from the Kirk Source.
Listen in, yeah, come on. Look, everybody.
And listen. They made it so easy now. You can call these fucking courts and pay the little $8-9, and they'll email you to you. So it's not like you have to take a day off to go down there. So you have to put the motion in if you want results. Yeah. Period.
So y'all take out some time, because the time that you take can absolutely be can actually mean the world for you and your future. Because we don't have to be stuck at warehouse jobs. We don't have to be stuck being security guards at Walmart and things like that. Whenever you know that you're called to be something bigger, because you're smarter or you're more intelligent than what the system says that you can hold. All of Ms. Farrah's information is down at the bottom of the screen. Y'all do me a favor, be sure to log on to her social media. I love your videos that you do also. Your short lesson videos.
Thank you.
I went all the way down. I was like, yeah, she knows what she's talking about.
And every Monday, look, matter of fact, follow me, because every Monday I'm going to do Know Your Rights. I just did start my segment on last Monday, and so I'm kind of proud. I got like 238 views. So.
Loving it, yes.
And I'm just going to recap really what I said real quick on my Know Your Rights segment. 1, in 2024, we are not smoking in the vehicle. That opens up the probable cause. We are not drinking in the vehicle. They see a bottle, now they can search your vehicle. If you do want to ride with them, I'm waiting for next week for that. But yeah, definitely tune in. Those are the main things. And if you have a problem with the cop, be polite. Tell them, hey, I'm a father. I work at this job. Here's my license, my registration. Make sure all that is accurate. Because that's a lot of times how we get our salesmen stuff, is that we don't have our paperwork straight. Mm-hmm. So definitely make sure all that's accurate. Be polite. If you feel like you had a problem, contact me, because I know how to put these cops on Brady law. We can handle them on the back end. That means we can sue them civilly. But definitely look that up too as well. So I'm going to recap these little laws for you guys again. It's the Racial Equity Act of 2024, the Penal Code 1109, Penal Code 654, and the Felony SB 81. Do your research so you know what we're going to be going up against.
Absolutely. I will be doing my research today and tomorrow, ready to make this happen so that I can get some stuff erased. Ladies and gentlemen, you need this woman in your life. You need Miss Farrah. She's valuable. And again, she's affordable. So once again, I have all of her information at the bottom right now. Check that out. Search her out on social media. Get with her and let her assist you in changing your life and the life of those attached to you forever. This is your boy Taz, and you are listening to or watching the Intro Podcast. Thank you guys for being a part of today's show.
When we finish, you'll be able to start getting grants if you have a business, better housing. They won't have to, use your background against you when it comes to housing, and better employment. So that's our goal here.
We